Alright, I'm here with the exciting new 1000-watt BaFang, and this little baby's definitely got some juice. Now, one of the big pluses of now writing for electricbike.com is getting to spend some time with some really great stuff, and you'll see a lot more performance stuff oriented in my writing, but I'm still more of a cruising kind of guy. So I'm going to talk about this new 1000-watt one, but basically this bike came straight from Interbike, and it was obviously thrown together as a demo bike, and some of this video is a don't let this be you thing. Whoever put this on really was in a big hurry, didn't think about the long term. So let's talk front to rear on when you convert yours with a BaFang. The one I'm doing right now is from eRad. They're really the way to go. Okay, let's start from front to rear. Okay, so there's screws on the display here. It looks like they cross-threaded them in there, and they didn't use a little spacer, so it's really not on there too tight. That's kind of the way it goes. Now also too, whoever put the handlebar setup together, they had the throttle on the wrong side. It was interfering with the shifting, and generally the whole package didn't really come together. Okay, so the one thing that really was driving me nuts is, okay, so they threw the battery on. Okay, it's not really on there. It's tie strapped and bungee cord on, but I don't know if you can see, I'll point it out right here. As the whole thing was shifting down, because it was transported from Vegas, it was pushing here and allowed the battery to unplug. So when I got it, the battery wasn't plugged in. So it's hard to see there, but I actually, just kind of re-hafted it myself. That is a dental floss container taped, tie strapped on there, so it won't slide down any farther. So I didn't really fully deal with the battery mounting. Let's talk a few other things that were going on too. So down here is the wheel sensor. And whoever put that on was in a big hurry. It wasn't really close enough to the magnet, but it was doing its thing. But they didn't put the screw that holds it in place, so it theoretically could have come out into the wheel. They didn't have the tie straps on correctly, so that's on there good and solid now. That's not really the way it's supposed to go, but good enough. Oh gosh, what else? Well, they definitely didn't have the brakes and the shifting right. This being a Chinese bike, they actually had the brakes, the front and rear on the wrong sides, but I don't blame them for that. A lot of Chinese bikes come that way, and people don't even really notice. Okay, so what else? There was just a lot of things about the install that were just really thrown together. And so I got most of it squared away. It's not my bike. I'll just have it for one day, but I wanted to get it so I could ride it. Now, mid-drives, a lot of power. One thing this doesn't have is a shift interrupter kit, and that's something eRad's really big on. I don't know if it's compatible with this, and I don't think eRad's actually has this kit yet, but they will anytime. Even with a 350-watt kit, the throttle interrupt, it's designed for the 500 and 750, but I believe it can be put onto the 350s. So this one also, it doesn't have the brake levers with the safety cutoffs. And it really does make shifting kind of a barrier. Sometimes it just bangs a lot, no matter how hard you try. Now I'm going to do a riding video on this. So this bike is actually a Skooma X280, something I hadn't really heard of before, but it's a pretty cool bike. But so anyhow, I fixed up some of the details. There was a couple more things on this bike that I had to square away before I could really ride it. This is the BaFang 1000-watt. Exciting new stuff, straight from Interbike. I do think it's available right now, but I can't be sure. But don't let this be you. Get your battery on there correctly so it doesn't disconnect itself. Get your controls solidly mounted so that it shifts right and everything is comfortable. The brake handles aren't pointing toward the sky where you can't get a grip on them. Take your time putting the screws in. Like I say, somebody cross-threaded the screws for the display. Doesn't really fit on right. It's on there, but not really digging that. So don't let this be you. So I'm doing my build with the eRad right now. That's a 500-watt unit, and believe me, all this stuff that we're talking about, got it just right. So converting your own bike can be tough. Take your time, do it right, ask questions if needed. Don't just throw it together. Like I say, this was thrown together as a demo bike for Interbike. So whoever did it, I don't blame you, and it'd be fun to talk to you. But anyhow, it's still got some work to go before it's really right, but it's way better now and fully rideable. All right, well, thanks for watching. You'll be seeing me on ebike.com in addition to my own site, and other stuff coming up too that's pretty exciting.